Well, we moved to Minnesota. We had I was working on the farm and situation wasn't just the best there at the time, so I had been looking for a job. Her brother and I had gone to Arizona in March to look for work down there, and I could have started a job if I could have started right away that next day, but he was a machinist, so he was looking for a job, and he told him he'd let him know in a few days, you know. He was planning on going. He told his wife that he was going to go, and on the way back, I think we were up as far as Albuquerque or somewhere in New Mexico, and he called her up and says, "No, we're not going to go move." And then he called the plant down there or something and told them that he wasn't going to come. And
see, we could have been in a warm, cool weather climate.
So then when I was still looking around, well then we had come up to Minnesota here that fall, or that late summer, I think it was August. We were going out to vacation in South Dakota. We stopped to see the Gullinses, and Catton was building a house in town then, and we kind of talked about it. He said, "Well, why don't you come up here and we'll build houses together?" So I said, "Well, I'll think about it," and we went out to South Dakota. We had a plane that time, yeah. We flew out to South Dakota.
No.
Huh? You sure?
Wasn't that the time Uncle Oscar died?
What?
Wasn't that when Uncle Oscar died?
No, I don't know.
I think so.
Anyway, we went out to South Dakota, and I told Canton that, well, I'll think about it and I'll let you know when we get back, after we get back to Illinois. So I got back, and it was, yeah, it must have been about the middle of August then. And I knew school was going to be starting and everything, so I told him, well, if you can find us a house to rent within 2 weeks, you know, so we could come up the 1st of September, we'll come. And he said, "Boy, I don't know, they're hard to find anything to rent around here." And a few days later he called and he says, "I got a place rented for you." So we decided to go. We packed up and got a U-Haul truck and come up here, and
I remember that trip. I remember the dog throwing up in the truck.
The dog rode up with me in the truck.
I must have been with you, because I remember the dog threw up in the truck.
Huh?
You went back for 2 weeks and worked.
Yeah, I had to go back to work for 2 weeks because I gave them 2 weeks notice that I was going to be gone. So I went back to work for 2 weeks. Then I come out back up on the bus.
Yeah, she didn't know.
But I think the boys did take turns, you and Byron and Dan, riding up, or Ken.
Yeah, in the truck. Riding
up in the truck. And it was, part of it was, I think there was some freeway then, but anyway, we got on Highway 12, and that was the main highway coming into Minneapolis and through Wisconsin. And driving, you know, and I hadn't noticed a sign on the road that they can't no trucks allowed on the weekends on the highway, because there's so much car traffic that they didn't want no trucks allowed. So, and first thing I know, a cop stopped me, you know, and he told me, I told him, well, I hadn't noticed any signs, you know, or something. He says, well, he says, what if the sign would have said bridge out ahead? He says, I suppose you'd have drove right in.